Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 448S-DBA. This is a dark bronze anodized aluminum saddle threshold that is 10-inch wide and quarter-inch rise. And this is just a 6-inch sample piece is all it is. This is just for purposes of this video. It's a bit mucked up and marked up, but your sample, your threshold would certainly have a lot less handling marks than this poor little sample piece that we use. But the truth of the matter is, it will certainly serve for purposes of this video. So the Hager 448S, that's representative of the profile of this saddle type threshold. And if you use your imagination, you can kind of see that it's supposed to look like a saddle. Okay. The -DBA means it's dark bronze anodized. So it's an aluminum-based material, as you can see in the edge, with a dark bronze anodizing on it. This is available in the DBA finish, obviously, dark bronze anodized, and the MIL, which is just mill aluminum. This is used very commonly in exterior applications where you have a hollow metal door and frame where you need a completely handicap compliant sort of threshold, even though half-inch is compliant, but a quarter-inch is more traditional for a handicap threshold, certainly more appropriate for handicap compliance, and if you need to be able to carry, let's say, hand truck or cart deliveries over a threshold, a lower threshold would suffice. The 10-inch width is very appropriate to use when you have thicker walls and therefore deeper frames, or you might have a condition, just an odd sill condition, where you really need to kick the threshold out for whatever reason. The local gas station has a typical 4 9/16 aluminum frame that has an odd sill condition, so they ram that threshold out and long. Or what some people use it for, 10-inch, is if you have a standard, let's say 5 3/4 hollow metal frame, they'll actually cope the profile of the frame right into the threshold itself on both sides and then bring that in and place it in so that the face can run long on either side all the way back to a perpendicular wall, and they can seal that off real nice. Or I've also had people use it as a way to make a custom offset threshold. Let's say you were doing that gas station and you were going to bring it up to quarter-inch flooring. Well, you needed an offset saddle threshold, but you needed a custom size of, say, 8 13/16. Well, you could sure put that down on your table saw and rip that right down and get yourself a custom offset threshold, is where people will use this. Regardless of how this solves your problem, if it does, there you go. Hager, the name is synonymous with weather stripping, and they have saddle thresholds and all of their profiles really in an practically endless variety of options. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, which will allow you to review the 448S against Hager's other very common and similar sister thresholds, so that you can view if this is the best one for your needs. This is available on the website in all of the common lengths, 2 foot to 8 foot. This again is just a sample piece. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. Now the reasoning is, if this was the real article, these countersinks, and because it's 10-inch, you're going to have 2 of them soldier stacked like that, they'd be closer to probably 5 inches from the edge. The point being is if you had a 4-foot threshold and you had to cut it back to 42-inch, you'd likely eliminate those countersinks. And speaking of those countersinks, screws would certainly be included in a complementary finish. These look to be about a number 10 by 1.5 inches. So if you ordered a custom length, we'd not only cut it to length and give you that factory edge, okay, but we would also drill these holes. And, okay, the point being that is if you had to take a 4-foot piece and cut it down to 42-inch, you'd eliminate those countersinks. You'd have to drill new holes after you cut it, but the key is you'd have to countersink it as well. And sometimes countersinking can be a challenge. And it's important to have it countersunk so that the flathead screw can actually sit down into that countersink. There is such a significant amount of lateral force, especially on such a wide threshold, that you're going to expect that threshold to move over time and you really want the screws doing a real good job in that flush and in a countersink. I've seen countless threshold installations fail because the installer didn't, once he cut it, didn't countersink the hole, and it just works to loosening everything. And you get it countersunk, you can get it really nice and tight, is the bottom line. So if you ordered a custom length, we'd not only give you those countersinks at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. Again, the name Hager is synonymous with weather stripping, but not only weather stripping, of course. Lock sets, exit devices, door closers, signage, hinges under the Roton name, continuous aluminum geared material, sliding door track and hangers, electrified hardware, but it's their namesake, Hager hinge, that they're most notorious for. All things related to industrial, commercial, residential hinges that can really be imagined. That's Hager. If you have any questions on the Hager 448S-DBA, dark bronze anodized aluminum saddle type 10. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. The one thing I always do, I didn't do. 10-inch wide and 1/4-inch rise. There you go. Any questions on this or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.